YouTube, baby. Daddy's back. Two-Tone Sports here. Took a week off from content because we're approaching the NFL draft shortly, and we're just going to be firing out content from here on out. You know what that means. We're going to kick it off with a mock draft review. CBS Sports Will BRinson. All right, new name here from CBS. Big fan. Live reaction. Do not know what happens here besides the headline here. 2023 NFL mock draft. Packers Jordan Love gets a wide receiver after Rodgers trade. Lamar Jackson gets traded to the Colts. I like that. I kind of really like that. So, guys, before we get into this one, lock in. We are 100% going to be live for the entire NFL draft. So if you can, tune on in. All right? Let's jump into this. If you guys do not know, Lamar Jackson came out and announced that he demanded a trade. Let's see if I can fix this glare. He demanded a trade back on March 2nd, before Baltimore hit him with the non-exclusive franchise tag. Okay? So, if Lamar accepts the contract, the Ravens can either match or get 2 first-round picks back from the team that will acquire him. All right? There's also a pathway for the Ravens to pull a sign-and-trade deal with another team. A team that makes a ton of sense for said sign-and-trade is the Indianapolis Colts. Indy holds the 4th pick in the draft and could be boxed out for the immediate impact QB. Lamar would quickly solve that problem for them. Let's see what they give up. All right, guys, let's jump into this one. As typical mock draft, I expect this to start down here. Carolina starts the draft off with Bryce Young, 5'10", 204. The Panthers didn't trade up to number 1, hoping to figure out which QB they wanted. Maybe they were hoping to really fall in love with a Will Levis type. Don't think it's out of the question, but David Tepper lacks patience, and Bryce Young has the highest floor of this group. So despite C.J. Stroud's betting market, I'll pencil him in here as the first overall pick. Let me tell you guys something. I have money on Anthony Richardson going number 1 because of the value. I got him way back at plus over 1,000. All right. I knew he was going to light up the combine. That's why I did it. So, in my eyes, it's going to be Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud for the number 1 pick. I can easily see Bryce Young because he is the best day 1 QB, meaning when he gets into that building, he is the most ready. I can see why a team would pick C.J. Stroud here. Bigger, taller, not as polished of a QB as Young, but that is to come. So, and I'm going to assume it's going to be pick 2 here. Yep, Houston. C.J. Stroud, have you noticed the height difference? C.J. Stroud goes number 2. It would be fascinating to know Texans' thought process on possibly moving up to number 1 if they truly believe somebody was going to trade with the Bears. It doesn't matter now. The Texans feel more likely to value a guy with ball placement, accuracy, and rhythm throwing of C.J. Stroud. Can't go wrong. I honestly think you can't go wrong with either or. Young or Stroud. Either or. Flop these. Great picks. Definite first 2 off the board in my eyes, unless another team trades up. I don't think the Panthers are trading out of 1. That's for sure. I don't think the Texans are trading out of 2. Expect these 2 to be the first 2 picks off the board 100%. And deservingly so. These 2 are very good picks at this point in the draft. 3, we got Arizona. Will Anderson. I expect this as well, unless a team decides to trade up and get a QB. So, Will Anderson, 6'4", 253, going to the Cardinals. All right? Cardinals could easily trade out of this pick, and depending on how things shake out above them, will likely get plenty of interest from teams who want the 3rd QB available. But for now, they can just sit and take the best player available, which is Will Anderson, no doubt. Anderson could go number 1. Not anymore because the Panthers are there, but Anderson easily was number 1 overall talent, okay? So, moving down could cost them a shot at a stud in this draft. They do not have J.J. Watt anymore. This kid's going to be their edge of the future, and he's a rock star. This is their pick, 100%. I love this. I expect the first 3 picks to fall this way. No doubt it gets weird with the Colts at 4. The Colts could make a trade for Lamar. The Colts could trade out. The Colts could select a QB. Will Levis, Anthony Richardson. We don't know. In this case, we know they're trading out. What they do, let's see. Bam. Will Levis to the Colts. I'm sorry. Will Levis to the Ravens through a trade with the Colts. All right. 6'4", 229. What? What a change of events for the Ravens, huh? I frequently love the idea of Lamar Jackson going to the Colts and Shane Steichen offense cutting him loose behind a rejuvenated offensive line with Jonathan Taylor and some decent weapons at receiver. The Ravens and Lamar just feel way too far apart at this juncture, and the ability to secure a potential franchise QB near the top of the draft to replace Lamar makes a ton of sense. So guys, let me explain something to you. Ravens fans, I know you're deeply in love with Lamar. If you can get the 4th overall pick in the draft and let's say another 2nd or 3rd, do it. 4th overall pick, you grab your QB. Yeah, he may not be Lamar. It's the best option at this point. Or do you want to do it next year? He's not going to play this year for your team. I genuinely think Lamar Jackson will not play for your team this year, meaning the Ravens. Okay, now let me shift this to Lamar's case. Lamar goes to the Colts. If you are just a Lamar Jackson fan, what does this do for Lamar? Offensive line is good. Defense, not as good. Offense, better weapons than he has ever had in his career. I'm going to sit here and say Michael Pittman is a better receiver than he's ever had. Okay. Jonathan Taylor is going to be by far his best running back he's ever had. Tight end, not as good. And Shane Steichen. That's crazy. I'm willing to say Shane Steichen is going to know how to use him the best than any other QB. I'm sorry, than any other coach. I think this is a perfect opportunity for the Ravens with a disgruntled Lamar. He's not going to want to play there. He's not going to play on a tag. And the Colts, this is a great opportunity. Great opportunity. You're going to get a QB coming in that is proven. I like it. I like this move a lot. We got to move on now. Pick 5, Jalen Carter. 6'3", 314 to Seattle. Many will say this is too early for Carter, but he is an elite player who would be in play for number 1 overall were it not for the off-the-field stuff. Pete Carroll isn't scared to take a chance, and I think they're being a little too loud about their interest in young quarterbacks in this draft class. Honestly, the reason why I think they're being a little too loud, maybe they can get some, maybe they trade back. Honestly, I'm not sold with Jalen Carter here at 5. Is he a good player? Yes. Is he an every down player at this point? No. Does he have off the field issues? Yes. But if you can get some draft capital and move back right around 5 picks, do it. You have another pick later in the round, do it. Do it. If you're looking for D-line, it's deep. Move back. Not sold on Carter going top 5. I don't hate it because he has the talent. He was projected 1 for a while. I like it, but I think there's better options in moving back. More value, at least. Love this kid. He was my CB1 since I started this YouTube channel. Honestly. Christian Gonzalez to the Lions, 6'1", 197. I'd never be surprised to see the Lions draft a hog volley on either side of the ball. Love that term. But with their investments in the trenches the last few years, they could dabble on the back end of this defense. Dude, let me tell you, in the trenches, the Lions have hit home runs. Home runs. The top two on my head, Penei Sewell, Aiden Hutchinson. Both of them panned out very well. Christian Gonzalez, guess what? He's going to pan out very well. He's going to pan out very well. Okay? So, stud, absolutely love this kid. Coming out of Oregon, lockdown, great pick. You guys are going to sit here and say maybe too high. Not. Watch his tape, please. Tyree Wilson. Love this kid. One of my favorite players in the draft. To my arch nemesis, the Chargers rivals, Las Vegas Raiders. It makes a lot of sense. Okay? Before I get into this, I'm actually going to sit here, pause for a second. Just giving you guys heads up. I just took a week off because I plan on doing draft grades for every single team after the NFL draft. I will be live during the entire draft, and after that, I'm going to be pumping out draft grades for every single team in separate videos. You don't have to scroll nowhere. You don't have to fast forward, do nothing. It's going to be all separate videos. Let's get back to this. All right, Tyree Wilson, love this kid. All right, Las Vegas Raiders, makes a lot of sense. Adding protection for Jimmy Garoppolo would make sense for Las Vegas, but this is a steep price to pay when they already locked up their left tackle this offseason. Wilson could also provide an important addition as a pass rusher opposite of Max Crosby when the Raiders likely bail out on Chandler Jones' contract after 23. This kid is legit. Love this kid. I will be shocked if he's out of the top 10. I consistently had him to the Falcons. Love this pick. The Raiders do this as an A+. I can also see them going offensive line, though. Whoa. Whoa, this was unexpected. So, a little back note on the Falcons here. They actually just came out and said that they will be starting Desmond Ridder. I'm going to get into why this makes a lot of sense if they don't explain it here. So, Anthony Richardson, 6'4", 244, absolute freak. He's that way. Kid's an absolute freak, okay? Here's another very viable spot for Lamar, but Atlanta seems intent on a slower rebuild, adding Taylor Heineke to the QB room with Desmond Ridder and signing some of their offensive linemen provides a plenty solid landing spot for Richardson to sit, learn, prepare for the next year while also fitting in nicely with an Arthur Smith system. They covered it, okay? Desmond Ridder is similar to Anthony Richardson. They're not the same. He's similar. Taylor Heineke has some movement to him. You have to develop this kid. Perfect situation to develop this kid. All right. My prediction, Falcons are probably going to have another top 15 pick next year. They're slowly rebuilding, as this says. Perfect spot for Richardson to go. Perfect spot. Learn behind Ridder. Learn behind Heineke. Love this. And highest ceiling in the draft in any player by far. You either are going to get a Josh Allen or like a Malik Willis at this point. Yeah, Malik can still develop and whatever. But you're either going to get a Josh Allen or Malik Willis. I don't think there's going to be any in between. All right? Love this kid. Athletic. Nightmare for teams. Love it, Bears. Love it. They're doing the right thing. Love this. Peter Skoronski, 6'4", 313. This would be a pretty ideal situation for the Bears unless they're dead set, as some teams likely are, on moving Skoronski to guard instead of tackle. 9th overall isn't too early if he's really good guard. But he needs to be really good if that's their plan. Let me explain something to you. He wants to play tackle. If he goes to guard, he's going to be an all-pro guard by his second year. He's going to be an all-pro guard by his second year. That's what I'm guessing. His technicals and the way he moves is absurd. This you need to do, Bears, to protect Justin Fields. All right? You need to do it. invest in your future, invest in the future of Justin Fields, and this is how you do it. You added the offensive weapons. Yeah, you need a little help on defense, but do the right thing. Love this pick, too. Man, who is this? I really like this guy's mock draft so far. Where are we? Will BRinson. I really like your mock draft, my guy. This is a hell of a top 10. Hell of a top 10. Eagles go Nolan Smith, 6'2", 238. Philly doesn't immediately need help at pass rush, but all their primary guys are getting a little long in the tooth. Even Derek Barnett has been in the league for 6 years now. Howie Roseman isn't afraid to look a little down the road and has not been shy about looking toward the UGA program recently. If you guys don't know, Nolan Smith absolutely rocked out his NFL Combine, ran a blazing 40. He's a little undersized, but he's going to be an animal off that edge, and he's going to be a problem with that speed. I love this pick. Maybe a little too high for my liking, honestly, because there's still that kid out of Clemson. I can't think of his name right now. He's still on the board. Miles Murphy. All right, he's still on the board. I think Miles may have been a better pick here, maybe even a corner. I think this may be a little high. This is pretty much based off of Nolan Smith's athletic factor. But I could definitely see them. We all know how they rotate their defensive linemen. So 100%. Tennessee Titans need to go offensive tackle. Broderick Jones fits them, 6'5", 311. The reports came out that they will be retaining Derrick Henry. So the Titans' identity is hard to figure out. But as long as Derrick Henry's on the roster, they'll want to pound the rock. The Titans still need help at tackle. If you want to run, who's better than a UGA product? This kid's going to move people. He's going to be mean on that line. He's going to get nasty in the trenches. This is what the Tennessee Titans do. All right, love that. There he is, Lucas Van Ness, 6'5", 272, to the Texans. Man, have I loved the Texans offseason so far. It's interesting to note in the last 3 years, they've drafted exactly one player, not from a Power 5 conference, a fifth-round Rhode Island wide receiver. Adding some more pass rush makes plenty of sense given the veteran/stopgap measures they've taken in that regard. Van Ness is going to be a tool to be reckoned with. He's a monster. He's going to make a difference in the next level. Iowa, I still don't even think used him right. He wasn't even a starter. Yeah, he was a hell of a rotational piece, but come on. Great pick, Texans. Yep. Don't think they have this pick, so whatever. The Jets might go all in on Aaron Rodgers this year, but it shouldn't stop them from acquiring more tackle depth, particularly for the future. One has to presume Rodgers will play at least 2 years, with Dwayne Brown aging and Mekhi Becton still a question mark for the future. They 1,000% need to go tackle. You cannot rely on Mekhi Becton being healthy. Dwayne Brown is getting older. Paris Johnson Jr. is going to be a starter day one. I'm assuming Rodgers is going to be there at this point. Keep the man on his feet and watch him do magic. All right, you got some nasty weapons. You got a good offense. Treat him right. Do the right thing. This is high for Drew Sanders, man. I'm not sold on him. New England Patriots go Drew Sanders, 6'4", 235. The Patriots probably a trade down out of this spot because Bill Belichick, but history tells us the Patriots coach/GM is most likely to go after defense if he uses a pick in the top 15. And if he can find a versatile defensive option, it only makes sense. It only makes it more likely to snag him. I'm just not sold that Drew Sanders is a top 15 pick. I could be completely wrong. I'm just not sold he's a top 15 pick. I'm sorry. If they're going to do Drew Sanders, I think they could trade back and still get him. I really do. One note, I'm shocked he's not off the board. I expect Brian Branch to be going here shortly, and I expect Miles Murphy to be going here shortly. We'll see. Dalton Kincaid, this makes a lot of sense for the Packers. 6'4", 246. Brian has focused on big school defensive players in the first round. He loves Georgia guys. His last 3 picks have been from a Kirby Smart roster, but after trading Rodgers and moving to Jordan Love, it would make a lot of sense to get his guy another weapon. If you don't know, Dalton Kincaid is a offensive threat at tight end. This kid is very good at catching the ball. Very good. Honestly, he's really starting to move up to my tight end 1. It's hard. The tight end 1 rankings are rough. All right, if you're looking for pure offensive tight end, it's this guy. If you're looking for more well-rounded tight end who could definitely block, that's Darnell Washington. If you're looking for that big body box out, kind of similar to like Antonio Gates, Mike Gesicki, like how they, not really Gesicki, but Gates, how they like use their box out, that's going to be Michael Mayer. So, good pick for the Packers. There he is, Brian Branch, going to Washington. All right, Washington, number 16. Another P5 heavy draft team. Washington internally thinks it's closer to being a competitive team than most people on the outside. They add another pro-ready piece to their secondary. This kid is going to be a Swiss Army knife there. He's going to play every position in that defensive backfield. He's legit, man. Coming out of Alabama, this kid's got the smarts. He's got the ability to play, and he can tackle well at 190 pounds. Honestly, I think Washington's a better team than people give them credit for. I will say that. I really like this pick, too, for the versatility aspect. I'm not sure about this one. Devon Witherspoon, yeah, they need a corner, but they need a tackle. They need offensive line, I think. Whatever. 6 foot, 181. It will be interesting to see what first-year GM does here. The Steelers could beef up the secondary if they don't go after a weapon for Kenny Pickett. I also could see a receiver here. I don't mind it. I think Devon Witherspoon's good. I think he's deserving of going at a spot like this. I would probably have to look into it a little more to see what Pittsburgh's like biggest needs are. But if I had, this would be probably like a B pick. I don't know. They definitely need help at corner, so it's definitely a need, and the talent's there. There he is, the T.J. Hockenson replacement, Michael Mayer, 6'5", 249. Detroit dealt T.J. Hockenson mid-season last year and has a void at tight end. The Lions could have gone Luke Musgrave here, but Mayer is a run blocker who fits what Dan Campbell and his front offense like to build around. Detroit adding protection up front for Jared Goff. Improvement is a very interesting thought. I agree. I absolutely agree with this. I think this is a great pick. I think they absolutely need to replace T.J. Hockenson. Hell of a pick, especially since they went Christian Gonzalez. You're going offense, then you're going defense. I like it. This is a name I haven't seen in the first round often. I think it's deserving. I don't know if he goes before some of these other guys. We'll read into it. 6'5", 318 from Syracuse, Matthew Bergeron. Okay? The Buccaneers had one of the most vaunted offensive lines just a few years ago. And it's quickly taken a turn thanks a ton of attrition. So they can start reloading there. Baker Mayfield with a bad offensive line is a dangerous combo. Let me explain something to you. Baker Mayfield is terrible under pressure. They need to do this if they even want to win 4 or 5 games next year. Okay? They need to do this if they want to be competitive. Okay? The reason why I said I'm not too sure about this, I think Broderick Jones went already, right? Yeah, Broderick Jones, Paris Johnson. I'm shocked, like, Anton Harrison, even the kid out of Tennessee. What's his name? Darnell Wright. I'm shocked to, like, not see their names first, but, like, you can't go wrong with offensive tackle. You really can't. It's definitely a need. Whoa. What? They have Kenneth Walker. You have Bijan going to Seattle? I like this mock draft until this point. What the hell? Kind of an outrageous pick and yet completely on brand for Pete Carroll in Seattle. Rashad Penny is out the door, and Seattle's offense sorely missed Kenneth Walker when he was injured last year. Why not double down, add Bijan to the backfield, and start cooking with gas in a defense/run/Geno system? I get it. I mean, the team was definitely rough when Kenneth Walker was out, but like, do you really need to use pick 20 for this? Nothing against Bijan. It's just not their biggest need. I would rather them go receiver at this point. I don't like this pick at all. I think it's value-wise, need-wise, I don't think it's necessary. Chargers fan here, if you guys didn't know. Zay Flowers, 5'9", 182. Keenan Allen will be 32 next year, and the Chargers can save $23 million in cap if they let him go. Almost assured either that or a restructure will happen. Flowers is just a monster, and there's nothing wrong with giving Justin Herbert more weapons. All right. I'm going to assume Eckler stays at this point. They definitely need a speedster wide receiver. They need that kid that can get the ball in his hands and do something with it. This is going to be Zay Flowers, all right? He's going to come in and take DeAndre Carter's role immediately. If you don't know, DeAndre Carter just signed with the Las Vegas Raiders. They signed another ex-Chargers player. This is going to be a hell of a fit. They just revamped their offensive line. So from the left side, it's going to be Rashawn Slater. Zion Johnson moved from right to left. Then you got Corey Linsley at center. You're going to have Jamari Sawyer, right guard. And then right tackle, you're going to have Trey Pipkins. All right? I like it. I think this is a hell of a pick. If Flowers goes here, I'm happy. Quentin Johnston to the Ravens. I also really like this. 6'3", 208. Kid runs like a deer. He can be a deep ball. Pairing Levis with a deep ball threat like Johnson is an extremely fun idea in the post-Lamar Jackson era in Baltimore. Love this pick. Lamar's out the door. You get his QB replacement, and you get his number one receiver. Going to be a hell of a pairing for years to come. Levis has a monster arm, and this kid has the ability to stretch the field. Awesome, awesome pairing. Keon White. This is another name that I've been seeing creeping up a little bit, all right? Don't act like I was dead for the last week, all right? I still followed, all right? Georgia Tech, 6'5", 285. Defense has to be a priority in this draft for the Vikings, and adding some youth up front would make a ton of sense. A cornerback would be fine here, too. I was going to say CB. Did Joey Porter not go yet? Whoa. If Joey Porter doesn't go in the first round here, that's crazy. Love Brian Brees, and I love him to Jacksonville. 6'6", 298 at a Clemson. Anything to help Trevor Lawrence is perfectly reasonable decision to make, but the Jaguars need to keep piling up pieces on defense if they want to remain top dog in the AFC South. Brian Brees, let me explain something to you. If this kid can stay healthy, stay mentally right, no distractions, he's going to be a dog, and it's amazing value at 24. I am rooting for this kid. I don't give a shit if he goes to the Chiefs or the Raiders. I'm totally rooting for this kid. I wish him well. He's had so much tragedy in his life. Come on, Brian. Let's get this. Whoa! Home run pick for the Giants. Holy crap. Joey Porter down to 25? 6'3", 193. The Giants focused on the trenches last year in the draft, and getting Daniel Jones a weapon here would work fine as well. But instead they add some more talent on the back end. I think this is a better pick. Don't get me wrong. They kind of went a little bit more budget squad on the receivers, but it's enough. It really is. It's enough. You got Waller. Now you're going to lock down at one side of the field with Joey Porter. I love this kid. And golly, what value at 25? No, I'm not from the South. That's crazy. Joey Porter at 25 is... Damn, you guys hit that draft. Wow. Darnell Wright to the Cowboys. Love this pick too. I just spoke about him. All right, 6'5", 333. The Cowboys aren't scared to keep loading up on their offensive line. I don't think they're as concerned about tight end as people might think. They're not. They're deep. People don't respect the tight ends they have. They're deep. But if Mike McCarthy wants to pound the rock, he'll need some more depth here. This is an awesome pick. It's not a flashy pick. This is an awesome pick for Dallas. There's my boy Myles Murphy, and what a spot. 27, hella value for the Bills. 6'5", 268. Myles Murphy going to Buffalo. More edge, please. The Bills signed Von Miller to that huge deal, but have to understand how important having a strong pass rush is. Patrick Mahomes is the bane of their existence, and Aaron Rodgers might be coming to the division for a few years. Something to note. Myles Murphy is gonna bring hell. And to get him at 27, bravo. Joey Porter at 25, Myles Murphy at 27. If this happens on draft night, I'm gonna be out of the seat with my pants off. Wow. Josh Downs. I'll explain why I like it and why I don't in a second. It's 5'9", 171. Jordan Addison didn't go? Jordan Addison didn't go? Scratch that. He's not going before Jordan Addison. Tyler Boyd going into the final year of his deal, but holy cow, would Downs pair well with Jamar and T. Higgins? Yes, he will. He 100% will. But damn, Jordan Addison's still on the board. I know it's going to be two similar receivers and whatever. Josh Downs is an absolute burner, can stretch the field. Kind of hard to leave him one-on-one if he's going over top. Same thing with Jamar, and same thing with T. I like this pick. I would like Addison better, but scheme-wise, fit-wise, I get this. Will McDonald to the New Orleans Saints, 6'4", 239, right? Another little undersized, whatever. Everything on offense looks pretty stout for the Saints if Derek Carr works out and Kamara avoids legal issues. We have no idea what's going on with that. Losing Marcus Davenport, which cost 2 first-round picks. Nice deal, huh, Saints? Sorry. Means a need for pass rush help. Will McDonald's not going to fall out of the first round. He's either going here or he's going to the Chiefs. This is a good pick. Good pick for the Saints. Their offense looks pretty good. Let's help the defense, and definitely on edge. I like this pick for them. Wow. Jackson Smith and the Jigba was still on the board. Where's my head at? Where's this guy's head at? Holy damn. Try not to curse anymore, just in case some kids watch or whatever. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 6'1", 196, 2 Philly. God damn. Nothing better than hoping Howie Roseman is pulling the trigger on a wide receiver in the first round. If only because eventually it means he can yell at fans in the stands. Oh, man. Picture that receiver room. Just top 3. You have Jackson Smith and Jigba, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. Hello? Big Jalen Hurts throwing the ball. This is taking candy from a baby for them at this point. Wow. I got to look back if Jordan Addison went. I think I'm going a little crazy. Jalen Hyatt, 6 foot, 176. Big play speed at receiver for Andy Reid offense that's continually morphing. Yes, please. This would be a matchup made in heaven for the Chiefs. Nightmare matchup for my Chargers. Damn, would he be crazy with Patty Mahomes. He's going to extend plays just like Tyreek Hill did. No, he's not another Tyreek, but golly, this is a pick. That's twice I said golly in a video. Somebody should check me, honestly. Hell of a pick. Love these last 2 picks. 2 wide receivers ending off the first round. Please, did Jordan Addison go? Okay. Will. I mean, this is kind of crazy. If Jordan Addison did not go in the first round, that's kind of crazy to see. All right, Zay's off the board. Johnston's off the board. Josh Downs off the board. Njigba's off the board. And high. No Jordan Addison in the first round. Don't necessarily agree with that. Definitely think he's a better receiver than some of these guys. Jack Smith and Njigba is not going to be taken after Josh Downs. I really don't think. But, hey, man, I've been wrong. So, whatever. Guys, this is kind of a crazy mock draft. Started off hot and got weird toward the end. Still like it. Like the Lamar trade. There's your next QB in Green Bay, huh? So, guys, thank you for watching. Big shout out to Will BRinson and CBS. Hell of a mock draft, my guy. Thank you for the content. And as always, guys, thank you for watching.